Hello, welcome to another Becoming a Modern Man. We are playing Ghostway once more, and this time we're playing against the Dredgevine deck. This is our opener, looks nice. Bot's going to be able to ramp us into our Restoration Angel and our Revel Arc, so this looks like a fairly decent hand. Hopefully we can draw something in between, and we do with an Elvish Visionary. So opponent leads off with Misty, gets an Overgrown 2, went into a lot less troll, which is slightly scary. It is a very powerful creature. Opponent discards a Hedron Crab, or Hedron, however you say that, and a Gravecrawler to his lot less troll end of turn, making it into a 4/3 trampler, which is quite sizable. Grizzly Salvage. I've got rid of the chat, so I'm not quite sure what he's got. Oh, so he's got Loam, and then a bunch of lands, and the Hedron Crab. Looks like he's got a Stinkweed into his lot left troll to make it a 5/4, and then he's going to come at us with that. It's going to have to take 5 here, unfortunately. Really need an answer to this lot left troll, if we can find one. It's going to pass here, just planning to resto. Opponent dredges his life from the loam, gets a bunch of lands back. Doesn't seem to dredge anything particularly interesting into the graveyard. I'm going to take the 5 hit here again. Oh, it looks like maybe he dredged Stinkweed Imp. Ah yeah, it looks like he dredged Stinkweed Imp, not life from the loam, as he must have drawn a second life from the loam. So again, he can discard that again to a lot less troll to make it 6/5, and then he can get his Gravecrawler back out of the yard as well, thanks to a lot less troll being a zombie. So we're going to play our resto, draw next to the Visionary. Hope to find something useful. Mega Disc, not particularly useful. As it stands, make sure a lot less troll can regen. I recall. Black regen, so yeah, not particularly useful. Cast this Wall of Omens, find an Eternal Witness. 5 for 3, probably just going to use Wall of Omens to try and sort of chump a lot less troll. I could have used my Eternal Witness. I think I didn't because I wanted to get back something better, so I suppose next turn we block with this Wall of Omens, then we can Eternal Witness, get back Wall of Omens, cast Wall of Omens, draw a card, which is slightly better than cracking this Wood Fit Hills and using Eternal Witness to get that back, I would say. So I think that was the plan there. For attacks, say jump with Wall of Omens, a Visionary block, use my Visionary to block Gravecrawler, just to prevent that damage, particularly as we're quite low. Put a Stinkweed Imp and a Gravecrawler to get the Dredgevine out of the yard, which is slightly scary. We've got Path to Exile though, which is pretty sweet and probably saves us here. So I'm going to pass now, get rid of a lot less troll, then Eternal Witness to get back the path, and just play out a land. I was dredging here, it's a little bit difficult to follow because the chat didn't work properly, but getting some interesting stuff in there. He's got another Gravecrawler there and the Bloodghast as well, which is worth keeping an eye on. I'm going to pass the Dredgevine, just take 1 from the Stinkweed Imp. There's a land, is Bloodghast. Probably should have done that pre-combat, given that Bloodghast has haste at this point in time, but that's his mistake. And then there's a Gravecrawler. I'm just going to search up Stomping Ground at end of turn. So going dangerously low there, I suppose. It could have been a little bit better with my life. Just going to card cast this Revel Arc. Opponent's going to attack. So blocks here. We don't want to lose our resto particularly. I'm going to block there. I'm going to block one of the Stinkweed Imps with the Revelark, and then I'm going to use my Eternal Witness to block one of the Gravecrawlers, and possibly a Bop to block one of the other Gravecrawlers. I just block everything, essentially. Keep us at 2 life. Revelark dies thanks to Stinkweed Imp's ability, which is essentially Death Touch. When Revelark dies, we can get back Eternal Witness, and it goes as a card, and then I can use Eternal Witness to get back Revelark, so that's a nice little combo within the deck. It can work nicely in these kind of situations. Fortunately, he's also got a lot of recurring threats, so pardon me. He's got a lot of recurring threats as well, so it's not quite as effective, but in general that's quite a nice play with the Revelark, and that is, this matchup was one of the sort of better times for Revelark. So it's just recurring Stinkweed Imps and Gravecrawlers, etc. Draw a card off this Elvish Visionary, find Ghostway. I could have played another Revelark, but instead I decided to Ghostway, which is actually slightly risky given that he could potentially throw some more Bloodghasts into the graveyard and actually put us in a bad situation. But I'm going to Ghostway, which is going to allow us to draw a card, then we can use Eternal Witness to get back our the Path to Exile in our graveyard, which will hopefully save us. It's 4v4 at the moment. We're going to get back a path, so it should be 3v4. If we take into account Bloodghast, it could be worse than that, I suppose, but he does have 0 cards in hand, so I suppose we can... suppose this is a reasonable play. So main phase, Ghostway. Back path. Draw a path off the Wall of Omens as well, so we've actually got double path, which is nice. Unfortunately not the mana to cast it, but there you go. I'm going to get back a Ghostway, which actually is a potential win condition here. We can card up Restoration Angel, Kiki Jiki to go with the Restoration Angel and just combo win. So really we just need to survive here for this turn. He plays the Scabrunator out of his graveyard, and the Gravecrawler, who's got a considerable number of threats. I path one of the Stinkweed Imps, just because flyers, I need to get rid of his flyers. We can take one, fortunately, due to the blocks we've done. So we're not forced into blocking the Stinkweed Imps to save our Restoration Angel, which is nice. And then we just need to block the other guys essentially to ensure we don't die. And now we're able to Chord of Calling up Kiki Jiki and combo off. So fairly narrow win, but there's some nice interactions there with the Revelark particularly. Could have gone a lot of different ways, I suppose, if we'd played it slightly differently. Also, if we'd not drawn that chord, I think we would have just continued to Ghostway, etc. and keep going off. Alternatively, if we hadn't had Kiki in our sort of deck, I guess we'd have searched up some sort of way to gain life to sort of prevent us from dying to all these guys, or maybe just another Eternal Witness so we could just go off with these Paths to Exiles, I guess. I think eventually would have won, because despite the fact that he's able to dredge up new creatures over and over and over again, eventually he is going to end up decking himself, I suppose. So combo win was the better way to go though, I think, and definitely the less risky way to go. So drawing that card was nice and managed to save us. We were on a very low life total, so we played it slightly riskily, but managed to come off, which was nice. Let's go to game 2 if we can. So let's get this chat box. So here's our opener. We've got Bird of Paradise, Wall of Omens, Kitchen Finks and Revelark, which is pretty nice. We can have a turn 2 Kitchen Finks, which might be able to put a good amount of aggression onto the board. Opponent leads with a bop, as will we. A zombie infestation. An interesting card. Just going to drop my kitchen things, go to 22, pass the turn to our opponent, who is going to discard Dredgevine and Blood Crypt to make a zombie, and then double Gravecrawler to make a second zombie. So that's a powerful run of plays. We can now actually cast both Gravecrawlers out of his graveyard and get his Dredgevine into play, which is pretty scary fast, I have to say. He's going to attack with the 2/2s. He doesn't want to trade Dredgevine for my kitchen sinks. So I'm going to keep that back, but we are still going to take 4 here. I'm just going to play this Wall of Omens, set up for a Revelite next turn maybe. Oh, we actually draw into another Wall of Omens, so we're just going to make the mana to cast that, as that's going to be a good blocker against these 2-power guys. And just pass the turn. So, block the Gravecrawlers. I just back rather than trade it off with the zombie, just because I don't want to encourage him to attack with the Dredgevine. But maybe that was the wrong thing to do. Maybe I should have just gone for it. But I think we take 4 either way. So interesting. I'd invite your thoughts on the matter. Actually, we could trade with 2 zombies. This kitchen thinks for 2 zombies, which might be better than just getting rid of his Dredgevine. I definitely don't want to encourage him to attack with Dredgevine. Draw Path to Exile. I'm just going to play out this. I think I can match him pretty well in the creature sort of combat area at the moment. He makes another zombie. Attacks with all his guys. Going to block Dredgevine with Finks, the wall on the Gravecrawlers, and then kill off one of these zombie tokens with the Revelark, which seems like a fairly profitable series of blocks for me. To go down to 9 though, I suppose. Draw another kitchen thinks, which is good. Gonna run out this bop, and then we've got Path as well. So our board is looking pretty nice now. I can actually attack here with Revelark. Good enough position to be able to do that, so I do. Opponent attacks with all his guys, but that's not too scary. Gonna kill off the tokens because you can't just recast them, and just Wall of Omens in front of the Gravecrawlers, which works out pretty well. To lose, I think it's well worth it. Again, we can just attack here, so attack for 6, putting that opponent down to 11. We've got double Wall of Omens, which is fine. He also traded off his bop in the last turn, so he's actually just got 1 mana, which doesn't seem to be very good for him. He can make 2/2 tokens, but that isn't particularly good here anymore. I block. I'm happy to take 2. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I'd like to not just. It's not a huge issue at the moment, and yeah, eventually our opponent concedes. Obviously not drawing particularly well, or maybe just gone too far in on this zombie infestation plan, which hasn't exactly worked out for him. And yeah, we didn't draw particularly well as the later game went on, but as soon as we find Ghostway or something like that, then I think we'll be miles ahead, to be honest, and be able to pull out the game fairly easily. Actually, regardless, we're pretty far ahead anyway, because we've got this Revelark going to the dome, and he only lasted a couple more turns anyway. So yeah, this matchup worked out pretty well. Their recurring threats are quite difficult to deal with, but I think in general we've got good answers to their threats. And this is without any particular board hate, so sideboard hate. So I think this seems like a good matchup in general.